Protests intensified in Parliament as the opposition demanded a debate on the Election Commission's special intensive revision in Bihar. This is the third day that the opposition parties are protesting. India bloc leaders accuse the EC of conducting large-scale voter purge activities ahead of assembly polls, claiming that this disproportionately impacted migrants, minorities and poor people of Bihar. Despite walkouts and street protests, the centre has refused to allow a discussion in the Parliament on this issue, stating that this matter solely lies with the Election Commission.
The real political question, Vasudha, is how far will the opposition go? And that's what we'll address today. The Election Commission, meanwhile, defended the cleanup as a constitutional mandate, revealing that over 56 lakh voters have been flagged so far, including the deceased, duplicates, and those who migrated or shifted constituencies. The RJD, meanwhile, has said that it can even go to the extent of boycotting the polls if required, while the BJP has hit out at the RJD, claiming it is lack of support against the SIR exercise that has made the party apprehensive.
So why is the government really resisting a parliamentary debate on such a politically sensitive exercise? And to what extent, like Veera said, will the opposition go to prove its point? That's what we discuss. We'll be joined by a panel of guests, but first here are some reactions.
Election Commission is not functioning as the Election Commission of India. Today they've made some statement. This is complete nonsense, right? The fact of the matter is that Election Commission is not doing its job. Now we have concrete 100% proof of Election Commission allowing cheating in a seat in Karnataka. Voter deletion, voter addition, new voters who are 18, who are way above 18. So we have caught them. Okay, and I want to send a message to Election Commission. Yes, sir. If you think you're going to get away with this, if your officers think you're going to get away with this, you're mistaken. You're not going to get away with it. Because we are going to come for you.
और जितना झूठ सदन के अंदर बोला गया, शायद ही आज तक इतना झूठ जो है सदन के अंदर बोला गया। पूरे देश के लोग, बिहार के लोग मुख्यमंत्री जी को SIR के विषय पर सुनना चाहते थे, लेकिन अफसोस कि मुख्यमंत्री जी ने एक शब्द भी SIR के बारे में उन्होंने नहीं बात की। यानी सरकार जो है फर्जीवाड़ा करवा रही है, इसलिए सरकार जो है इलेक्शन कमीशन का जो है पक्ष ले रही है।
Yadav's call for an election boycott is a clear admission of his impending defeat. By suggesting an election boycott, Tejasvi Yadav has effectively admitted that the people of Bihar have completely rejected his baseless campaign against SIR. This idea stems from his political frustration and is a public acknowledgement of his fear of losing. Earlier, he even boycotted the voter revision process, yet over 98% of the voter revision work has now been successfully completed. A strong political blow to both Tejasvi Yadav and all opposition. Their false narrative have crumbled.
Well, my colleague from Patna, Prabhakar Kumar, who's been tracking this issue very closely on the ground, is with me in the studio. We also have Chitra Batam, who's a spokesperson of the Congress party. Rohan Gupta from the BJP is also joining us. Thank you all of you for being part of this broadcast. Prabhakar, to you first. You've tracked this issue very closely. Help us understand, the Sparjivada that the opposition is claiming. What is the situation on the ground? And when it comes to the Supreme Court allowing this process to happen and not really staying it, how has that really impacted the opposition? And when they say that they're going to boycott polls, how serious are they about this?
See, as far as the latest threat by the RJD is concerned, which is of the poll boycott, that is actually not going to happen. They are building a narrative out of it, and they are actually trying to make it a big poll issue. Now, if you think that RJD would not contest the election, RJD would actually boycott the election on this particular issue, they are not going to do that. But they want to send a message across to their voters that how they have been cheated, how they have been actually deleted out of the voter list, and how the RJD and the Congress is genuinely fighting for their cause. So it's the message which Tejasvi Yadav gave is notbandi ke baad vote bandi. So basically he is trying to send out a message to his voters, and it's a narrative actually. Yeah, Veera.
Prabhakar, when you say that it's a narrative, very briefly, is there any independent evidence to provide the allegations that have been made? Because some of the allegations that have been made are very, very serious. Has there been any independent verification? Can you independently, give us a sense of how serious the allegations and the issue is there on the ground in terms of the electoral rolls, Prabhakar?
See, there's no independent verification as such, but we have been covering this stuff on the ground when the SIR is happening, and there are n number of complaints. So when the opposition actually points out, see, the point they're trying to make here is they have no reservation against the SIR. They are saying that it's a very valid exercise, it should be done. They are questioning two things: the timing of it and the span in which this entire exercise is being completed. So 25 days to count every voter of Bihar, 8 crore voters we are talking, is humanly impossible, and that is the point they are making. And secondly, they are saying that why you have to do just before the state assembly election. So you basically, what you are trying to convey is that the voter list which was earlier there, which elected Nitish Kumar, or for that matter Narendra Modi, to Delhi, is not valid. It's a faulty voter list. That is what the BJP is trying to convey, or the election commission is trying to convey. So they are questioning the timing, and they are questioning the span of this entire exercise. Now, whether it has become a big poll issue in Bihar. There's no doubt about it, and it is being fought on not only in the parliament, in the state assembly, but also on the streets of Bihar. And when the campaign starts in Bihar, you will see this SIR issue, this special intensive revision, actually echoing in all the public rallies out there.
Right. Rohan Gupta, I was looking at some of the surveys by the Stranded Workers Association. I know that you may not agree with the findings, but they say that less than 1/10 of the percent of migrant workers of Bihar who are in other states actually know that there's an online option. Are we expecting the migrants of Bihar working in different parts of the country to go to a computer and sort of fill up these forms online? Is that the expectation here?
Absolutely not. If you see the numbers as of today, 98% of the voters' exercise has been completed. Enumeration forms, we know that the number now 20 lakh voters have been deceased. 28 lakh voters were there where their name was at 2 places. So the exercise is transparent in front of everybody. I really don't understand what the Congress party and other opposition parties are, opposing of. They were apprehending that, okay, these people's name will be left out, 15% people will be out of the voter list. Where is the number? Right now, what we are talking about, 2%, and that also they have the chance to prove in next 1 month. If their name doesn't come in the draft list, they can just go and represent. So what is the issue? Is removing the deceased voter out of voter list a wrong thing? Is removing the people who are not there on ground and shifted out of the state, is it wrong thing? Is removing the name of people who have double names in Bihar and one in other state, is it wrong thing? What they are opposing of, I seriously don't understand.
Chitra, the BJP's allegation is that the opposition does not...
No, Vasudha, why is there not a complete debate on it, perhaps in Parliament, to get it clear, A, and B, I think the most important question, and that's to the Congress, Vasudha, you cover it very closely. How far will the opposition
I was speaking
really
to some
go as far as
sources in the government. They've made it very clear that this is the ECI's domain, and that's a very good question. Let me ask this to Rohan Gupta before I go to Chitra. Rohan, why not really have a debate on this and finish off this charge that the BJP does not want to debate, difficult issues?
See, again, what you are referring to is definitely domain of election commission. What is wrong in it? It's a normal process which is adopted by election commission. The same process was completed in 2003 in 15 days. Now they are questioning that why 1 month. And even after 1 month, when I think tomorrow the time is closing, 98.5% exercise has been completed. So what they are opposing of? I really don't understand. All their apprehensions on ground, absolutely they are baseless. They should prove with one proof at least that, okay, this is the voter and that name is been out of the voter list wrongly. Then definitely your question to us against the government.
The BJP is saying that the opposition, specifically the RJD, threatening to even boycott the polls is only to mobilize its own support base, because people have really accepted the process of SIR, and there have not been such large-scale protests that the opposition could have hoped for. Is that the case?
Well, Vasudha, the BJP spokesperson rightly said they do not understand anything because the BJP has lost its connect with the people of Bihar, and which is why they are not in tune with the reality of the situation in Bihar. I must tell you, the way BJP spokesperson over here mentioned that 98.2% voter list has been done. Does he even know when the verification process is going to start? Have said that they will be able to download the vacation forms only tomorrow. So where is that the 98% voter has been?
Okay,
It is a
we'll try to fix that connection with Chitra. Prabhakar, let me also ask you this question. 56 lakh votes means 20,000 votes in every constituency, and it cannot just be the RJD and Congress's voters, even if you assume that this is a politically motivated process. Is there a sense in the ruling coalition, especially JDU and BJP also, that this is an exercise that needs to be done, but is there a sense that it can also backfire?
So you have to understand the simple arithmetic of it. They are talking about deleting around 51 lakh voters. If you divide it by 243 constituencies which Bihar has, it comes to around 22,000 voters per constituency. Now what the opposition is alleging, that this number would be higher in many of the constituencies, especially in the constituencies which is predominantly dominated or won by the opposition parties. So they are saying that in assembly constituencies which is represented by opposition parties or where they have a stronghold, the numbers could be as high as 40,000 or 35,000. And in assembly poll, that's a big number. I mean, you know for sure, you have been covering elections yourself. 5,000 to 7,000 is the usual deciding margin of winning or losing margin in assembly election. Now you are talking about 40,000
especially in an arithmetic election. Especially in an arithmetic election, which is not a sweep election, it could be a huge margin, as you're rightly pointing out, Prabhakar. I just had a very quick question to Rohan Gupta, based on the answer he gave you and Prabhakar Vasudha earlier. Mr. Gupta, if it is an issue between the opposition and the EC, then why is the BJP defending the process? Let the opposition and EC figure this out between themselves.
See, it is not about defending the EC. It is defending our constitution. You are questioning the basic process. BJP has nothing to do with that. BJP is a political party. It is a relevant force in the country. Obviously, we have to question whoever questions our process. I am simply asking one question. You just told that, okay, 40,000 voters, definitely it will make a big difference. Right now, what we are talking is 1.5%. Which is missing from this. That also next 1 month they have the chance to represent. If anybody's name is missed out wrongfully, there is a process. It's not the final list. It is going to be the provisional list. So what the issue is, the hue and cry they are making, they are stalling the parliament. Do you feel the substance is that much that you are stalling the parliament for 3 days? It clearly shows that
frankly,
opposition is clearly out of the issues. They don't have narrative. And that's why they have to do all these things.
Chitra, coming to the larger question of, the opposition, specifically Rahul Gandhi questioning the electoral rolls and also, the process of election in several states. From Maharashtra today, he has spoken about Karnataka as well. There is a feeling that this could also be undermining the election process, which has been the cornerstone of a democracy. Is that something that the Congress party wants to do, considering that 2024 Lok Sabha elections was actually significantly good for you guys?
See, Vasudha, I must tell you, okay, we want to ensure that democracy is being, upheld in its best capacity. And elections are one way to kind of, do that properly. But the way in which the original voters of Bihar are being left out from the voters list, the manner in which this entire exercise is being done, the BLOs acknowledging the forms, they're using their signatures. In fact, we have seen videos wherein the own BJP office bearers are, forging signatures and getting people into the voter list. So, is this the way the democracy is going to work?
Okay, Prabhakar, do you see this
Supreme
issue?
Court has said that Aadhaar card,
Right.
see, the same EPIC voter ID card that was used in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, which gave a good mandate to the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA government.
Prabhakar,
Now
do you see this issue escalating in the days to come? Because clearly, opposition has picked it up. In the parliament, it is resonating. This is the third day of protest. But on ground, in Bihar Assembly also, how is the JDU looking at this? Because JDU has also been known as a party of poor, especially EBC voters, Mahadalits. How does the JDU find itself here?
So it's not about the caste thing. So JDU is obviously on the side of the EC because it has technically become a NDA versus India alliance issue. So JDU stands with the BJP camp, with the EC camp, and they believe that it's actually not going to affect them. So as I told you, the opposition allegation is very simple. They are saying that their constituencies where they have a strong presence is being targeted. So JDU actually would not directly be affected as much as the opposition parties would get affected, A. And B, as the election campaign picks up, as the momentum picks up in Bihar, certainly this this would be much stronger in Bihar, and this is going to be one of the major poll issues out there.
That I think, Vasudha, the core issue is one that's far beyond Bihar. It's about the questions raised consistently over the independence of the election commission and the process itself. And it's not the first time that this is being raised. And that's, I think, the real deeper concern, how this plays out.
Absolutely, Veera. And with elections coming up in Bengal, West Bengal next year, where infiltration has been a flashpoint, especially something that's been raised by the BJP, SIR is something that I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about in the coming years.